Recently I had a chat with a client who wanted to know if it made more sense to open a lifetime ISA or a SIPP. It's an interesting question, so let's take a look at it today. Hey, I'm Marta, welcome back to my channel. So this client of mine, let's call him David, is 39, a basic rate taxpayer, who wants to know if opening a cash lifetime ISA would make sense. He wants to save for his retirement, not to buy his first property. In case you're not familiar with lifetime ISAs, they're one of the ISA wrappers that you can use for saving for your first home or retirement. Like any other wrappers, they come with a set of rules. And the main rules in case of lifetime ISAs are these. You can open one when you're at least 18, but not older than 40 years old. You can contribute up to 4K per year and you will get a 25% government top-up on whatever you contribute. Essentially, you can hold maximum 5K per year in your lifetime ISA. You can use that money to buy your first home or for your retirement. And the money you withdraw from your LISA is tax-free. If you use the LISA for your retirement, you can contribute into it up until the age of 50, and then you have to leave it dormant for the next 10 years because you cannot withdraw the money until you're 60. So these are the basic rules. There's more, but these are the main ones. David asked me if it made sense to open a cash LISA for that government top-up, or maybe get that same top-up through a SIPP, so private pension instead. And if the question is posed like this, the answer is simple. Use the SIPP instead of a cash LISA. And here's why. Right now, a cash LISA will give you a maximum 0.85% per year on top of your 5K. So your SIPP is very likely to outperform this with your investments in the stock market. What's more, you can keep contributing to your SIPP beyond the age of 50, not leaving that money dormant for a decade after. And finally, you can start withdrawing money from your SIPP a couple of years sooner than from your LISA. But there is a huge but coming our way, as some of you most probably know it already. But it's crucial to understand that you can also open a lifetime ISA that doesn't hold cash, but holds stocks and shares, similar to your stocks and shares ISA. And what we're comparing now are very similar options. Let's see. With the lifetime ISA, we'll put 4K at the beginning of the year, and we will get 1K top-up. Now, in real life, things don't work that smoothly. We sometimes don't have enough money to contribute, and the government top-up doesn't land in our lifetime ISA immediately. But for the sake of this exercise, we need to simplify things, smooth them out a bit. So, let's take the case of David. He's 39 and keen on investing. For the next 10 years, he will contribute, together with the help of the state, £50,000 into his LISA. The markets and compounding do their magic. We assume David gets 7% yearly return on his investments, and when he hits 50, he ends up with over close to £85,000 in his lifetime stocks and shares ISA. Then what he needs to do is to chill out and stop contributing to his lifetime ISA. But the markets don't chill out. The compounding keeps going on too. And even without contributing anything more to his lifetime ISA, David's 84K will be locked for another decade. And here's what happens. Assuming the same growth rate of 7% per year, David ends up with over 170K. He's 60 and can withdraw the money all tax-free. Now, let's see what happens if David decided to put the same money into a SIPP instead. We're starting from exactly the same place. David pays his 4K per year. The state throws 1K on top of that. The first decade is exactly the same. David ends up with almost £85,000 as he hits 50. But then he decides to go on. He still gets the government top-up, of course, as in case of a SIPP, you get that top-up until the age of 75. So what does David end up with after another decade of investing? £245,000. The biggest difference? He can start withdrawing money from this SIPP at the age of 57. For now it's 55, but it will be 57 and could be 58 in the future. But only 25% of this money is tax-free. 75% will be taxed just like any other income. So what should David do? David should forget about a cash lifetime ISA, as it's not a contender for his SIPP. He must also forget about thinking in terms of either or. Instead, he needs to embrace both lifetime stocks and shares ISA and his SIPP simultaneously. What we're creating here is a ladder to our, I usually, for some reason or another, think of it as a basement, but it's not a great analogy. So let's just say we're creating a ladder to the heated swimming pool of retirement. We can have a stocks and shares ISA, which we can access at any age, all tax-free. That's our first step. Then we have our SIPP, which we can access 10 years before our state pension, of which 25% is tax-free. Then comes our stocks and shares lifetime ISA at the age of 60. Again, 100% of it completely tax-free. And finally, the last step, our state pension. Alright then, so what's the best solution for David? I would say open a stocks and shares lifetime ISA, max it out every year until the age 50, then leave it alone for another decade. Now, we're not discussing portfolio rebalancing, asset allocation at this stage. We're only interested in tax wrappers in general. So we reach the age of 50, we have our lifetime ISA, hopefully maxed out for the last decade. And at that stage, what we do is start or continue contributing to your SIPP instead of that lifetime ISA. This way, David doesn't lose out on the free money, so the government top-up at any stage of his investment journey, and he doesn't pay any unnecessary tax on that 170k or more if the markets are merciful, or if he decides to leave that money in his account and let it grow for a bit longer. So this is one of the case studies that I found interesting to make a video of and share with you today. I hope you found it useful in case you were wondering what are the benefits of either lifetime ISA and a SIPP when saving for your retirement. If, like David, you want some clarity of an issue that is related to personal finance, you can book a strategy call with me or apply for a money coaching program on my website, the link to which you can find in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.